Now, shall we talk about planned demonstrations and what they will do to bring back the people who are being sacked, as it were, terminated from their employment simply because of the energy situation? What will demonstrations do to bring back the lights? There are about 3 groups so far, including the NPP, that is threatened demonstration over government's supposed inability and lack of solutions to the energy situation. Is that the way to go? Kweku?
Well, why did the Constitution provide us with the right to demonstrate, to assembly, to express ourselves? That's implicit. It's implicit that it's a right that is inherent. So I have absolutely nothing wrong with the idea of embarking on demonstrations to express concerns about the issue. I'm not sure anybody anywhere has suggested that the mere fact that you go on a demonstration, then a solution is provided. That's a fallacy. The demonstration is meant to express your concerns, to expose what you think is going wrong with the system, and sometimes it even helps those who are in charge of the system, those who are in government, because they can wake up and then decide to do the right thing. So I don't think there's any problem with it. And we have too many precedents in our history. There was a time, of course, that we were told that parties with representation in parliament ought not to engage in street demonstrations. This was said by Professor Kofi Awono. May he rest in peace. And subsequently, when they went into opposition and had representation in parliament, they were on the streets demonstrating, where former vice president and the former president were part of. Those were the high point of demonstrations in this country. So I don't think there should be a problem with the idea of demonstration, even if it is being led by a political party.
The first group that is having it is for the 6th of March by the concerned Ghanaians, the group calling itself Concerned Ghanaians. 6th of March. The police predictably say 6th of March, no, we can't give you that day. The group says it will defy the police.
I recall last week, I dropped a hint here that I wouldn't be surprised if that matter came up. It did happen with the CJA, and I think the matter was settled eventually by the courts also. The Public Order Act has a framework for this, how to settle this issue. It's very tricky, 6th of March, to want to do street demonstration. It's a very, very interesting idea, but it has its implications. But the police cannot refuse. They must go to the appropriate forum to give reasons why they think they cannot deal with that situation that day, because they are perhaps overstretched.
What I suspect is that they will not do that now. They'll wait for a day or two to the demonstration and go by ex parte on the blind side of the group, take the restraining order, and the group will not have sufficient time to go back to court to have the order vacated. So they will be stopped.
Yes, so it's predictable. That's what has been going on. That will happen. But if I were in the group, I wouldn't choose March 6th. That's if I were there, so that why this confrontation, why this situation? You want to demonstrate. Just forget about March 6th as the date, however symbolic that date may be. Take 7th, take 10th, take 11th, and still get the same people on the streets and make the same impact. Right. That's my own view, but it's a very personal thing. But once you choose March 6th, you're giving the police the opportunity to say that, look, we are overstretched on that day. We'll be deployed across the country, holding all these events and all the rest. And the court, a judge, will listen to the police in this case.
Should they join the NPP, which is having it on the 18th of February?
Well, it depends on their orientation and their objectives. I don't know about it. In fact, I haven't bothered to study that Marxist group's documentations and the rest. Okay. But the NPP one is what I had heard of. They say Wongbo demonstration. It appears it's targeted more at the Dumsor issue, but I'm sure there will be related matters.
We are dying.
We are dying.
Okay.
Yes. No, I don't think it should be a problem. Look, our democracy, this particular one, Fourth Republic, is over 20 years old. We've passed the stage where people go on the streets and gunshots are fired here and there. People should be relaxed. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. The Dumsor really is affecting Ghanaians. There's no doubt about that. You just talked about some workers being laid off. Okay?
Yeah.
Predictably, there's no way the economy will grow under these conditions. I keep on saying I'm waiting to hear the figures a year from now. Okay? So there's no doubt about it. Let them go out there and demonstrate. It helps to release tension. And it also helps to make those in government set up. Okay? So I don't really see why it's even a matter for controversy at all. I've heard some government spokespersons saying that, look, provide alternatives instead of going on the streets. Providing alternatives and going on the streets are not mutually exclusive, in my candid opinion.
The response from government to, for example, directly to the MPP is that they are looking for a narrow political interest, that this is not really a demonstration with a genuine, spirit. They're just out there to take political capital.
You see, let me agree with Kweku that when it comes to demonstration, it is people's right. So, as long as you conform with the law, nobody has any problem.
You have to exercise your right responsibly.
Responsibly. And so, when people want to go on demonstration, also demonstration, when you want to go on demonstration, setting the date, the time, the target is so important. But you don't do things to create the impression that you want to create confusion. So a day that is a national day set aside for all of us, you want to take it and demonstrate. It's not right. So if you want to demonstrate on maybe 6 months, 1st July, Christmas Day, those days are days that all of us are supposed to have to be part of it. So if you want to take another day, you can take it. But don't take the day that all of us are going to use.
You were a member of CJ, if I recall.
Oh, yes. I agree.
And you chose 6 March.
At the point then we refused.
No, but you chose
not allowed. But no, that's what I'm saying.
The principle I'm making is that you chose.
I agree. I am a member of CJ. That time when we decided to do that, we were refused. And rightly, it was the right thing to be done. So you don't expect somebody to go back and do the same thing that somebody did and he was refused. But
actually, you criticize the police for saying no. These are documented.
Now when it comes to the MPP demonstration, of course, I don't see anything wrong with MPP demonstrating. But you see, sometimes some of the things that people say, and it forces you to also want to do some sort of comparison, what happened, hasn't this thing happened before, what was the solution to it, was this the response to it? Dumsor today is a serious problem. I admit it, and I know even the president admits that this is a problem we need to resolve. And that is why, whilst we are looking at the short-term measures,
people are very scared that it's taking this economy to a point where if we are not
worried.
careful.
We are worried. And you know that when you are in government, contrary to people's perception out there, when things like this happen, you are the most worried. Contrary to people's perception out there, people creating the impression as if you don't care. You don't know the sleepless nights people are going through on this particular thing. How people are so worried about it. You can't imagine it. But people out there think that, oh, it's okay. Because you see, when the economy runs well and everything is fine, I am the politician takes the prize. And he's the most happy. He's the happiest person.
That is why they vote for you. So they don't vote for you to sympathize with them in a situation and get worried. But to get the solution.
I want to dispel the notion that people think that because people are comfortable, those who they don't care. No, that is not it. The second thing is that
when you ask people to go and ride bicycles,
no,
you irritate
those are people's individual
they speak for government.
innuendos. Don't bring them into position of government. You understand? Government will not come and tell people go and ride bicycles.
But these are government communicators.
Fine. No. Let's please try to draw a line between what Baba Jamal as a person will say, and what he's speaking here as a deputy minister of state.
Yeah, but if those people are introduced on a program that they are government spokesmen.
And sometimes too, we take people out of context.
Really? You
for
listen
example,
to that
for
program?
example, when you listen to what Martin Odro said, he has eventually come back to say that, look, what he said has nothing to do with how they are even taking it. He was talking to a group of people, and he made some suggestions. So please, don't
he didn't talk of energy at all.
Take people out of context too. But what we're saying that I want all of us to admit that as a country we are in crisis, and so it needs all of us. The private people, the government, opposition, think tanks, we need everybody and ideas on board. The president has, on several occasions, shown how open he is to suggestions and whatnot, how to resolve it. And let me tell you, and I am very hopeful that all the plans that we have started, which is going on, we will be able to solve this problem, not only in the short term, but in the long run. So, but you see, it's natural about opposition parties. Situations like this gives them the opportunity to also cash in. I mean, it's natural. You don't need to tell me that. I was there before.
Wahala and match for survival.
I was there before, so I know that in circumstances
so you're
like
saying this is what it really is.
I mean, that
about.
is the game.
It's
that
not because they are concerned about, and they are Ghanaians
my brother,
who are suffering the Dumsor situation.
If you ask me to place marks to it, I will tell you that demonstration, 70 to 80% is political, and coming from MPP. I know.
Okay.
They may have some small genuine concerns.
There are those who are questioning the rationale for the demonstration. They say that why organize a demonstration over this issue at a time when government has come out to lay on the table the clear path that it is taking to resolve the issue? Going to demonstrate will not change anything anyway, because government has told you, I'm bringing this number of badges from here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. So what else do you want government to do?
The demonstration may be a protest for how government has handled this problem till now. And look, we are underestimating, no matter how high anybody places Dumsor, we still underestimate the effect of it. This is the one thing that affects people from the lowest to the highest. People can't sell iced water to do basic things. So it can't be overestimated how serious it is. Now, it takes 18 months to build a thermal station. Okay, we have more capacity than we are firing. Okay, we've gone many years over this thing. If you have a problem which does not defy regular solution, and you have a leadership that goes over a reasonable time and does not solve it, it reveals a certain amount of incompetence, okay, or clear mismanagement. So that demonstration could be saying, why haven't you dealt with this up till now? About a year ago or so, myself, Dr. Roku Brobe, and a few other people were analyzing these things. I got tired at a point and I stopped. But I remember we said, and Dr. Brobe is an expert in these things, so don't take my word for it. These are some of the things we said many months ago. The short-term measure is to bring in badges. The medium-term measure is to get the thermal plants working and fire them, even if it means taking your own oil concession and putting it in, because of the collateral economic effect of not having power. The long term is to make sure that we have enough generation, enough fuel, including the nuclear option, okay, which we have researched very well. And I can tell you today, just simply put, I won't argue with, that nuclear power is safer than hydropower. We'll get there later. Now, if today you've ignored all these advices, it doesn't seem like you've done something. I hear what Honorable is saying. They are doing this, they are doing that. The point is that what has been the conclusion of it? Okay. Now you're asking for ideas. I've given you the ideas. Let me finish. Ideas and things that were coming up, more than a year ago. And now we hear you are going to bring in badges. Badges are, in essence, emergency generators. Nobody anywhere in the world uses them for main power. We have heard things. When we heard them in Imani in January, we didn't believe them. We thought nobody would do this. You bring a badge, and the information we have, and I'm happy if anybody has the information otherwise to correct us, is that these are badges which are being retrofitted, old things being made new for our purpose. One, the technology being used includes storing the power in battery systems. I'm saying this is information we have, and I hope we are proven wrong. Okay, new technology untested. We are signing 10-year agreements reportedly, and the agreements are said that if you get out of it, even if this government does not win, the next government has to stick with it, because if you don't take care of it, you are going to end up with judgment debts and the surgical problem that we had. Even when you are trying to solve the problem, it's unthinkable the kinds of decisions that we make. As we speak, we have more capacity than we are using. Okay, so look, as for demonstration, I tell you, there is so much stress, people will demonstrate. We should take it easy, but do the things we need to do to alleviate that stress. Concerning the gentlemen who want to demonstrate on 6 months, what you want to do on 6 months is your business. If the police decide that they are not going to allow them, or the courts decide they are not going to allow them, my suggestion would be that, look, they should all just go to 6 March Independence Parade. Let us go there. Let us, you know, let the president know that it is our Independence Day. We are not happy with 58 years of what has happened. Just march there. Just be part of the Independence Day celebration. It's a holiday, you know, and no problem with that. As for July 1st, it's a holiday. You can sleep in your house. And if Occupy Ghana decides that we are going to do another one, we will choose to do it. So don't argue about when people go on demonstrations.
No.
Solve the problem. End of story.
It belongs to all of us.
It belongs to you, so you choose what to do with it.
Okay, let's hear Mr. Buga Pele on this. And your reference to the Osagifo badge just makes me sad. That we pay for things that we're just paying and we have no use for them at a point. We keep them and they go waste. And we get sued and we pay. What's going on? You know,
I need to know the details of it.
I think that there would have been deep consideration.
Yes.
Before this decision was taken to bring in these badges. I don't think the picture being painted.
Why 10 years?
The picture being painted.
See, what people are saying why these demonstrations are important is that they need people, Ghanaians need to make the government understand that they are not working. And if they are working, they are not working fast enough. They are not seeing the problem as the emergency crisis situation that they see it. And that's why the demonstrations are important.
Nobody is running away from the fact that we have a situation confronting us. Honorable Baba Jamal said, it's something that even those running the affairs of state are worried about. And everything is being done to solve it.
They cannot be as worried about it as people who have lost their babies because of this.
They are worse.
Those who have lost their jobs because of this.
They are worse.
Yeah, that is part of the situation I've been talking about. It's a situation, a crisis that is confronting the nation. And if a crisis or a situation exists and people are not satisfied with the way it's being handled, and they think that they have to demonstrate to bring home that fact, I don't see anything wrong with it. But like we've all been saying, it's subject to what the rules laid down allow, and what the police think is the best time for them to embark on their demonstration.
It's simply a 5 days notification
but
if they don't like it, they go to court.
I just don't like the idea of painting the picture as if this is a situation that was analyzed by everybody, and those who have been entrusted with the management of this country are just sitting back, unconcerned, and not worried. They are not doing anything about it. I don't think this is a very good picture. You may have better suggestions.
Oh, but isn't the result a testimony that authenticates what he says?
But when you sit somewhere and have your own discussion,
if you wait for this to happen to you, what else do you want your
no, when you sit somewhere and have your own discussion, it is not suggestion.
What you say results? I don't know the effective
radio. Can we listen to all the radio
managers would have foreseen the situation and would have been proactive.
But saw it. And they have been proactive. It's true, it's not been solved yet. I agree.
Okay, he says they've been proactive. Let's listen to what the proactivity means.
Their proactiveness probably has not yielded the required results.
Oh, I see.
And he is offering a better solution. But like Baba Jamal said, the president is open to suggestions. If we also, some of them said they read this situation much earlier than even the government itself.
And started proffering
and we all know that this thing has been a cumulative thing beginning for a very long time. And some of the names you mentioned, experts
Exactly. We're part of the old order.
We're part of it.
The old order.
Why wasn't that solution preferred at that time? You see, I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that. It may not be the best solution, and it can be subjected to all kinds of criticism, analysis, and so forth. But let's be a bit charitable when we condemn offhand efforts being made by people to solve problems.
Condemning offhand.
Yeah,
It was about a demonstration. Look, I think the president is genuinely concerned. Okay, I worry about
working towards solving it.
Yes,
that's the point.
It's the time and everything.
Yes.
And I worry about some of the other people, the ministers, the deputy ministers, the other technocrats, etc. Okay, why is it taking so long for us to make
It may take so long because we don't want to solve it ad hocly. As I told you that if you know what I know from the plans that are going to do, I'm telling you we are solving this problem
I don't know
for a very long time.
With this budget signed up for 10 years.
I don't know what disease it is.
Okay.
It's afflicting South Africa. If it's afflicting Gambia,
not exactly the way you want to make
Gambia,
a comparison.
South Africa, many countries are suffering similar.
It's not like what you want to do. This one says that you don't identify yourself. He says how nice it would have been if some of the senior Black Star players immediately they left the presidency had announced that a percentage of their AFCON payments are donated to needy institutions, including psychiatric hospitals, deaf, dumb, and the blind. This one from Jonas in Lashibi says, my question is, what is in that sports ministry such that any minister who finds himself there tends to appear as corrupt? Ministers who seem to be hard-working all of a sudden find themselves compromising to some unknown corrupt practices and become very dirty in the eyes of the public. The only ministry having its minister shedding tears at the commission. What's it at that ministry? Journalists, please work up. Go look even deeper. Prince in Akosombo says that the question should be, were they paid for appearance? Were they paid bonus? If yes, then I, for one, think they had already been paid enough for their performance. Hence, no need for the $25,000. Okay, then Schiffman in Atonso says, I think that mostly we have useless answers to pertinent questions, so we should treat Ayaraga's comment with the greatest disdain it deserves. I will not, convey the rest that you have to say. This one from Abena says, we need visionary leaders. I am thinking, coming on the heels of the World Cup, the best would have been to appeal to the Black Stars to receive some moderate amount and probably donate some of their earnings to go towards our electricity issues, to promote patriotism. And this is not to say the boys don't deserve their earnings. That's from Abena. And then Ama Njowolu says, Ayaraga has disappointed us. He should know better who he is. I think he likes the ministerial status so he should know how he talks to Ghanaians. Without us, who is he there? Anyway, Africans should thank Chenua Achebe. And she quotes, the African is corrupt through and through, unquote. I hope he is not. Ama Njolo. A very final one from Isaac Adomako Mensah in Kuala Lumpur. He says that Honorable Ayaraga shouldn't forget that if corruption is the most damaging disease that any country must confront, then accountability and transparency are the major cures. He should also note that the success of public governance will ultimately be judged not by the government but by the citizens. If he allows his pain to lead him, it will definitely limit him. Thank you. And on this note, we take our very final break. We'll be right back, see if we can get to the Swiss bank and pick a few dollars that belong to us back.